what's up, everybody? Happy Friday to you. It is a Friday edition of the Ysn Power Hour. DJ Yoakley here. We got Quinn Pushkar all suited and booted and ready to take on the United Golden Eagles tonight. Then we got Billy Mack, who apparently thinks that the Browns will beat the Steelers. We'll get to that in just a minute there, fella. Ty Bartell joins us from the dungeon as opposed to the penitentiary. We've got Munson with a Hooters hat on. Funny because I watched Big Daddy last night before I went to bed. And Jamie Thompson makes his triumphant return back to the Power Hour after a couple days off. Gentlemen, how are we?
Doing good.
Hooterific Friday, baby. Let's go.
Hooterific Friday. Hooters. Big Daddy. Again, one of the ultimate classics of Adam Sandler's career.
Wipe my own ass.
I wipe my own ass. Welcome to a very nice Friday here on the network. Before we get started, I want to tell you that this show is proudly presented by K-Squared Marketing. The ladies over at K-Squared make your dreams come true from anything from marketing to sales and initiatives that you have. Would you guys stop it? Killing my entire read here, but thank you to K-Squared. Great corporate sponsors here on YSN and a very big part of the WRS deal. And Tommy, and speaking of that, which we will hear in a little bit, I am so excited for tonight. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time since we saw the pearly whites of Mike Ackelson and Nick Zeronis. We'll see them again tonight on the network. We've got 12 games to choose from and a bowling match and a wrestling match, I think, on the network. So enjoy. Louisville is going to be wrestling. And I'm trying to remember. Hang tight. Right now, it is going to be, Paul, do you remember who the bowling was? Oh, Struthers. It's Struthers.
Yep.
So a lot of stuff. Yeah, it starts in about 25 minutes. So if you want to see some bowling and watch your favorite show at the same time, well, that's why you have two screens and multiple devices. So we make it easy for you. It is National Argyle Day. Does anybody not know what Argyle is? Okay, that's good. That's a strong start for us on a Friday. Are you an Argyle guy or not? Like, is it something that's in your wardrobe whenever you're kind of getting dressed up? Quinn, you're the most dressed up out of all of us. The rest of us are in like pajamas.
I don't mind it. Like, I'd be a tie guy if anything. Like, it would have to be a tie and it would have to look good and all that stuff. I don't personally have one. I mean, it's close. I guess I don't know if you can see it. It's close. It's not, but it's close. But it would be a tie. That's about it.
Who had Betos not knowing what Argyle was? Right here. That's why I asked the question. Didn't want to feel dumb, but I knew that Betos wouldn't know what that is. Look it up, Jeff. To ask your buddy Siri. Anybody else? Argyle, is that part of the? It was a part of my wardrobe when I was still wearing dress clothes, but now, no, I don't touch.
It's not really in style anymore. It used to be about like 8 years ago, but only in ties, really.
Nah, super in style right here. You got the UNCR guy. You can't really see it. They've got it going down the sides of their jerseys. That's all that matters. It's the best.
I am a fan of it. I just don't have much of it because it does not do much for people that are compact and a little bit wider. So we'll just leave it there. They don't sell them at Build-A-Bear for a reason. Ty, are you an Argyle guy?
I don't think I've ever wore Argyle in my life. I do remember my dad had a bunch of like Argyle ties. I remember growing up, so he has all kinds of ties though. But I mean, that's the only time I think I've ever seen. I don't think anyone else I've known ever wore Argyle either.
Just in case you were wondering what our other options were, it's National Bubble Bath Day. That's a little TMI for us. National English Toffee Day, which National Joy Germ Day. I wasn't even going to go into that. And National Winter Skin Relief Day. Billy can tell us all about his winter skin relief from the sun, I'm sure, because he's the only one that battles it with integrity out of all of us. All right, let's get to the brass tacks. It is, oh, wow, we got all kinds of stuff going on. Betos wanting to know what Argyle is. Billy Mack pretending to know what is in style, but I do agree with him. It's out. So there's a little bit of a backhanded compliment for you there, Billy.
So I'm not pretending.
Corey Miles saying, good afternoon, guys, heading out of town. I know you will be doing the Edison versus East Liverpool game tonight. will you be at Indian Creek versus Liverpool tomorrow at 1 p.m.? Thanks. All love the show. Go Steelers. Go Buckeyes. I don't think we're there. I don't think, because that's at Indian Creek, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so if it's at Indian Creek, we will not be broadcasting that game. There's Bailey. Stay away from the frozen food section. Your boobs will harden. One of the most underrated lines from the movie. Go Steelers, go Buckeyes. That should be illegal, says Paige. All right, let's get to the matter at hand first. The first game we're going to see. Actually, you know what? Timeout. Before we do that, I promised I would do this. Good golly, Miss Molly. Wop babaloo bop, wop bam boom. 1,000 points for Molly Howard last night. Quinn, you were on the call. What was the atmosphere like, and what does it mean to McDonald and to Molly especially?
Well, I mean, that was a rivalry game. So, I mean, fans are already in it. Parents are there. You know, although it's like one of those COVID years where it's, you know, not all the fans can be there, no student sections. But, I mean, it's a big game in the conference. And those two teams, I mean, you don't want to say they hate each other, but it's like that. It's a rivalry. So the atmosphere already was kind of on the edge. And you knew Molly needed 15 coming in, and she ended up with 26. It was a good game. It was a great game. Both teams went at it hard and stuff, and me and Bailey had a great time. The true A team having fun as always. Yeah, I mean, she reached 1,000 points, and for her, it's one of the many goals that she had for this year. So I'm very proud of her and happy that she got to reach that goal. And it's with her, it's business as usual. She's going out there to play. She wants to win, and she has bigger goals than just reaching milestones. But it was one of those things that she set out to do her freshman year when she talked to me and Eric about it. She wanted to do it, and her family wanted that more than anything. And she reached it, and it was a big thing, and it was very exciting to see. And you know, it was great to be there for it.
It was very
Are you in
cool.
the bathroom?
No, I'm in my office, in the office.
A bathroom?
There's a bathroom back there, yeah.
You remember The
No, I
Office
mean, like,
whenever the
your
Michael
office?
Scott Paper Company was in the bottom and it was just the janitor's closet? That's pretty much where Quinn is right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quinn Pushkar Paper Company.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you want to give us a tour, Quinn?
Sure. There's the office. There's Dum Dum. There's a whiteboard there for all of our coaching things.
We're less
There's
worried about. Yeah, that's
the
what we're
legend
worried about
on the
right
wall
there.
right there. And there's the computer and all the stuff right there. And
You
it is
literally
a
are in a janitor's closet.
absolutely. I mean, if Ty could be in the jail cell, why can't I be in
Why are you
a
making
janitor
your
closet?
sister sit on the couch?
Yeah, why are you making her sit on the
Better
couch in
than
the locker room?
stools.
Better than where?
Better than sitting on a stool or on the toilet.
Why is she there to begin with?
We got lunch.
You being a good brother. Got lunch.
Yeah.
You probably
Oh,
paid
I
for it.
pay for it.
Shut up.
Yep.
You let her
Oh,
pay for it?
She paid for it.
I drove.
Okay.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. That's a bathroom.
I drove. I
Yeah,
drove.
I fly.
Why did you
You
leave her
fly.
home?
Yeah.
Why did you leave her at home?
Because I wanted to get lunch. And she
Older
wanted to-
brother.
Oh,
should,
She was going to
always-
pay for it.
Older
Unbelievable.
brother should always pay for lunch.
Yeah.
Well, then she should have drove.
Now she's stuck in Lisbon with you?
I did offer.
So? It's a family atmosphere, Paul.
Yeah.
How'd she get a ticket?
In the bathroom.
Yeah. She's excited to be there, I bet, too.
Absolutely. She loves it. She got lunch, so she's happy.
She paid for it.
She didn't have to get it. She didn't have to come. She wanted lunch, so I drove. She paid.
I'm on Q side all the way. Respect.
Really?
Yeah.
I bought you guys.
My brother.
That's no.
I'm a brother too, but I don't think I would
I
ever
don't
let
have
my
a
sister
sister.
pay for my lunch.
Yeah.
I'm ruthless. I don't care.
We're well.
You're real tough. You're real
Yeah.
ruthless.
When it comes to lunch, I'm ruthless.
What is that before or after you can't make a decision on where you want to go?
I made a decision today.
Baby sounds like he's the woman in them.
I hate you all. You know that. Everybody but Jamie today. I hate
I
you.
would be on your side if you wouldn't be stealing my taglines.
That's
Yeah.
true. You did burn that down. That's a bridge that will not be resurrected.
Yep.
Jeff Beto says that would be a Poe move. Good job, Quinn.
That chair's rubbing off.
Nobody better than Poe Jr. to call me out for that.
Wow. Them's fighting words. All right, guys, let's get to some sports here. We've got some stuff to talk about on the network tonight. I alluded to it a little bit earlier. I'm really excited for this. Finally, we're able to debut our brand new show on the network, which is Open Look, baby. Brought to you by WRS Wealth Advisors. Ack and Nick will have you saddled up in the chair. You don't have to do anything. No clicking remotes, no doing anything. They're going to take you from game to game, starting with Fitch and Moody, Boardman and East, Camel and Garrettsville, Garfield, Canfield and Louisville, Hubbard and Struthers, Lakeview and Girard, Niles and Poland, Edison versus East Liverpool, Sebring versus McDonald, South Range versus Jefferson, and Springfield versus Ridge. And let's not forget about the creme de la creme over in United with our buddy Quinn. Quinn, naturally, this is a game that gives you guys nightmares in Lisbon because United seemingly always gets up for you. Are there concerns in the Blue Devil locker room?
No, we're confident as always. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, we're doing what we have to do. We're prepared. We're ready to go to battle, and we're just ready to play the game. And where the chips fall, they fall, and we'll adjust and do what we got to do to get out of there with a win.
Love it. Love it. One of 12 basketball games on the network tonight Quinn will be a part of. You'll be able to see him roaming the sidelines, probably just sitting. And I don't know what you do
Always.
on the sidelines for Huck. You
Well,
sit.
I've got something special to do today, so we'll see.
What?
I got to track some stats. That's all.
He gets to wipe the balls down.
That's Seidel's job. That's Seidel's job. 12 games on the network tonight. Then we have a Struthers bowling match coming up in about 15 minutes. And we also have a Louisville. I believe, and I was told, that the number 1 and number 2 wrestlers in the nation are going head-to-head tonight between Louisville and the other team, and the other opponent's escaping me right now, so I do apologize for that. So lots of good stuff on the network, and of course you can tune in to the Open Look on Facebook. It all kicks off at 6:50 right here on YSN. Let's go to Q does stats. That's what he corrected himself. Drake says Q does stats. Not the JV team. They will only score 10 points tonight.
You know what, Jeff? Go to work. Just go to work. I'm going to report you.
I love how he throws daggers from Boardman.
You should tune in. Lisbon game. One player, 25 points away, 1,000 points.
25.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Could it happen tonight? Potentially?
Absolutely. Ryan McCullough's 25 away. He's averaging right about 25 a game this year. So hopefully back-to-back nights of 1,000 points for him.
Is your next game home or on the road?
We are at Heartland on Monday.
Oh, boy. 1,000-point scorers everywhere. I know we talked about it yesterday, but good to see in this area. I mean, we get a really ugly black eye for people saying that this is not an area that's good at basketball or known for basketball. Okay, but when you're so good at baseball and football, it's hard for basketball to live up. But I'm starting to see that turn. You guys starting to see that as well, Quinn? You're I hate to put you back in the spotlight here, but you're the guy closest to the sport.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like where we're at, there's a lot more 3-4 year varsity kids, so they're getting a lot more opportunities to go out there and score and do stuff like that. And I mean, other than that, I mean, we're in a good area with a lot of great talent, both on the girls and boys side of high school basketball. So we're seeing a lot of the good players come through that are being able to reach these milestones.
Anybody else have a take on that before we turn over to the ultimate fight that is going to happen? And
it definitely goes through its waves. I mean, I remember in, probably 12 years ago where this area was flooded with basketball talent. So, I mean, it's going to go through its years like Quinn was talking about. A lot of those players, they're freshmen starting, are now juniors, seniors. So now we're really starting to get into the wave of them experience that upperclassman vibe.
Jamie, go ahead.
Romo and I were actually talking about this in the car on the way home. It feels as if Western PA gets a whole lot of love, and that's kind of why we're overlooked on the basketball side, because Western PA is kind of flooded with talent. We were talking about Sharon and Hickory are always good. Got Kennedy Catholic over there, Farrell, and also throw in Newcastle playing those bigger schools. So it seems like PA they always take away a little bit from our spotlight.
I can respect that, and I think that's the nail right on the head. PA, especially Western PA, seems to be that really good concoction of basketball that they get from. And I feel bad saying this. I just talked to Potesta about this. It's almost like with the language that we have. You have the Pittsburghese from Western Pennsylvania. You've got the New York accent that made its way down to Cleveland. You have that Brooklyn accent, Boston accent, all that stuff. But if you're around it enough, you absorb a little bit of it and you put it into your programs. And I think that's what Western PA does, is they're absorbing stuff from Eastern Pennsylvania, and now it's kind of making its way. I'm trying not to cough. Trying to make its way over to. Shut up. Trying to make its way over to Northeast Ohio. Stop it. And I think that's helped over the last 5 to 10 years, especially in girls basketball. Ty, you've had the chance to see some girls basketball. Bye, Quinn.
Gotta go, guys.
Thank you.
See you later.
Have fun.
But yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of. I mean, we might not have great teams per se. There's always a couple powerhouses, but there's been a lot of great single talented players that we've seen come out with. And I mean, one player I got to follow through a bit of her career before she went to college was Sabria Hunter. Was like a huge deal for Fitch. And I mean, if not one of, she might be the best girls basketball player in Falcons history. And I mean, there's a lot of other ones that we're seeing now. Jackie Grisdale from Poland's a good one. Emma Elia from Southern's another one. But there's just a lot of talented ones. Paige Cole from Louisville is another one that I've seen. I mean, there's a lot of talented girls basketball players out there right now in the area. And I mean, I think it's probably one of the pinnacles I've seen in my 5-6 years that I've been calling girls basketball games.
I love it. I'm a fan of girls basketball for more than one reason. Most of it being because you see the progression so quickly. It's like painting a room in an empty house, right? The walls are white, and all of a sudden you see the difference night and day when you put a coat of paint on the walls. And girls basketball has done that over the last 10, 15 years, to where it used to be just jump balls, right? It was 30 jump balls a game. And now you're starting to see fadeaway jumpers. You're starting to see, I mean, you have been seeing crossovers. We saw a no-look pass in Salem, probably one of the best passes I've seen all year. It's really fun to watch the progression of girls and women's sports over the last decade and a half or so, and Northeast Ohio is no different. So I'm excited to see the continuation of that progression, and tonight, I've seen some really good basketball so far this year, and I think we all have. And I'm excited again tonight. It's going to be another good night on the network, full of a ton of basketball, and you got wrestling if you want it, and you also got bowling. The only thing we're missing right now is swimming, and I think we have it, don't we? Don't we have Boardman swimming either tonight or tomorrow? So I know I have wrestling tomorrow at 10 a.m. in Jackson Milton, so I'll be there all day and then pulling double duty for us tomorrow. That is going to wrap up the network side of things, guys. A lot of stuff to talk about. We'll wait for Ohio State until Monday, because I'm hearing the rumor mills that game still might end up being changed sometime this weekend, which is interesting to me, because you know what that's going to come with if Ohio State wins. It's going to be excuse central from Alabama. They were ready to play on Monday and yada, yada, yada. But just to get your quick thoughts on this, do you feel like the game should be moved, no matter what the team it is? Billy, we'll start with you.
I mean, I don't know. It's a weird year, man. I mean, they've been moving games all over the place. I wouldn't blame them for doing it. I probably wouldn't do it, but at the end of the day, you really don't want a huge blowout on national TV either. I mean, there might be one coming, but if you're trying to avoid one, I would probably push the game back a day or two or whatever they're going to do.
Jamie, how about you?
I mean, it's kind of hard for me to look at it from a non-biased standpoint, because obviously if Ohio State's the team of concern, I want it to get pushed back, because like Billy said, I don't want to see a blowout on national television, but you can kind of look at it both ways. If we get Fields back, there's still a chance that they get Jalen Waddle back, and our secondary is already trash as it is. So it could either help us or hurt us.
All right, Ty, how about you?
I mean, this one's kind of something that it's like I'm on the fence about, right? And I mean, I kind of like look at it too from like an NFL point of view. Say like it's the Super Bowl, and let's just for theoretical purposes say you put Chiefs and Packers together, and it's like that big quarterback matchup, Aaron Rodgers versus Mahomes. But all of a sudden something happens, Mahomes can't play because he has it. Do you postpone that game because that's a big money maker then? Because I understand where they're coming from. They want the best of both teams because you want to make that money for all the sponsors, all the people that are paying for commercials, all the businesses. But at the same time, like you have this game scheduled, it's there. Both teams should be ready, and we talk about that next man up mentality. You got to bring your best guys there and just do what you can to win. So it's kind of hard, and I'm on the fence about it with that. But I mean, I would have. I'm if you're going to schedule a game one day, I usually like just saying let's play the game that day. Whatever happens. But I mean, like Billy said, it is an odd year.
Let's say that. Well, let's get Paul's take first, and I'll give you a situation or scenario. Go ahead, Paul.
No, I agree with what everybody was saying there because you're looking at. I agree with the part of hey, this is the day the game's going to be, play it and be done with it. But then also the big thing is like Ty hit on, it's a generation of, or it's generated by money. Money's going to be a huge factor with this, with advertising and everything else that they're going to want to do. They want to see the two best teams out there. They think they got the best matchup they possibly could. They got everybody's favorite in being Alabama, and they've got the surprise team being Ohio State. They want to get them out there. They want to see this thing go out there and go out without a hitch. The storylines are there. Justin Fields, the Smith being the Heisman Trophy winner. Does the Waddell kid come back? That's a big storyline. And if all of a sudden now COVID hits a bunch of these guys and they're like, well, we're not going to have X, Y, and Z, and now you get a watered down game, now everybody's going to be like, well, this sucks. And do you get the viewership then that you would have if it would have been two healthy teams? So
what I'm kind of worried about though, say they do postpone this game and then another prominent player gets it, and then we have to postpone. Do we have to postpone it again? And then before we know it, we're into February and still haven't played this game, because that's what I'm kind of worried about. Like, say, then Smith ends up with it, or what have you, and one of these prominent players said, well, we can't. Well, if you did it for them, you got to do it for us now, and then it just keeps getting postponed and postponed and postponed.
I'm really interested from this standpoint is what player or players would have to be out, or coaches would have to be out in order to change this game to another night, another week, another year. How far do you go? And
I don't even think it would be coaches. I think they could go without Saban or Day there. I
don't think if Saban's out, I don't think this game goes off.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, they've played without him in the regular season already.
Yeah, but who were they playing? Like the children of the poor?
Well, no, ask them. They're playing their tough SEC conference, so they played SEC games without him.
That's
God
coming
forbid.
from an ACC guy.
Listen, I understand. Every conference is weak. There's only 2 or 3 teams at the top of every conference that's good, and the rest of them are mediocre to trash. I got no problem saying that, and I got no problem sitting there saying Florida State's one of those trash teams. This year, they are. Last year, they were. Next year, they probably will be too. I'm just saying that you ask them, they're going to say, well, we already played a game or two without Nick Saban. We did fine. Nick Saban not being there, I don't think would be a death sentence for them. Take their quarterback out, take Smith out. Now you got different problems. Take Justin Fields out, take Sermon out. Now you've got problems for Ohio State. So, I mean, it would have to be like some big hitters, I think, for them to say we're going to have to probably move this game, because we want to see the A+ teams be there with full strength, and let's go.
Anything that really moves the line is one of the answers I got earlier, and I tend to agree with that, because Vegas with Corona, they've been probably in a bad situation of not really understanding where the lines really should be. As much as, I mean, you saw the Browns line move from 4 to, was it 6.5 now, something like that. So 2 points, 2.5 points is big in the betting world, and I'd be interested to see who would have to be eliminated via Corona in order for this game to just be like, okay, let's take a timeout, let's get everybody back to full strength. But Ty, to your point, if they do that once and somebody from the other side gets it, do they do it again? Because it's gonna, somebody's gonna be crying foul somewhere along the line. Sponsors most likely. So.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's you
Vegas
put
isn't hurt by any means. So I mean,
Well, they are.
did you see how much money they made? It was in the November-December time frame.
Yeah, but how much did they lose in the March to, what is it? Not October. It would be August. Because there was no sports on other than baseball, like Major League Baseball, and that doesn't bring in like football does.
Yeah.
People had so much. They had their stimulus checks they were trying to bet. So they bet. Yeah, I would hope Vegas would be up, but there's nobody going to the casinos.
Well, no, in the casino world, yeah, they're losing out there. I got friends that live out in Vegas, and they're like, it's like a desert island out here. I mean,
It's
it's
a desert.
Yeah, but they're just like nobody's in the casinos. Like a lot of them are casino hosts and stuff, and they're like, well, they're struggling, and it sucks. But the casinos themselves are online betting and all that stuff. They're not hurting at all.
Online betting's taken over the world. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I'm excited for Ohio to pass it. I make no remarks about that.
The Vegas bookies out there and the sports books are making crap loads of money out there. I mean, when I saw that the other day, it was like about a week or two ago, I read like how much money they made in a month. I was like, it was insane. And I was like, holy crap. So it just shows you that sports betting is alive and well, no matter what. So
we're going to take a break. When we get back, we'll talk about the Browns and the Steelers, and we will talk about a little bit about, continue to talk about this Ohio State game. There's a lot of angles to take on this. And what's going to be the surprise upset in the NFL this week? Billy thinks he's got it laid out. Coach Pletcher says that he needs to change his name tag.
Oh, this isn't the upset of the week, by the way.
Wow.
Come back.
I
Come back
can't
after
wait.
the break.
That is a great tease, Billy. Atta boy. Back after this.
I'm feeling pretty good about myself, living the dream. Platform shoes, strut down the street. It's gonna get hot here, I hope you can handle the heat.
Over the years, you watched us. As we've done, so has the Myers Family Insurance team.
Thanks to all of you who have trusted our families to help you with your Medicare needs.
Myers Family Insurance looks forward to helping you now. For years to come, so call our family today and remind them how cute we are.
Myers Family Insurance continues to be the area's resource for all your Medicare and retirement needs. Call today, 330-286-3044.
Baird Brothers remains your source for fine hardwood products. For the time being, we're open for customer pickup only on weekdays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. till noon. Place your order online at bairdbrothers.com. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
The 4M Company, being an architect and construction manager for over 40 years, has had the opportunity to use many different electrical businesses for our projects. The depth, quality, and knowledge and attention to detail displayed by Dickey Electric makes them stand out above all the rest.
For state-of-the-art expertise and a timeless commitment to our customers, contact Joe Dickey Electric. We are everything electrical.
And welcome back to the Ysn Power Hour. DJ Oakley with you. Billy Mack in the middle. We've got Jamie Thompson on the wing. Ty Bartell on defense, along with Paulie Munson. Guys, it's the Browns. It's the Steelers. What is going to happen? There's a 6-point spread between them. Playing in Pittsburgh, 2,500 people allowed in the stadium other than the actual players. This has got everybody captivated. Billy put his name tag as the Browns will beat Steelers. With that said, Billy, please, the floor is yours. Please explain how and why.
I don't know how, and I don't know why. It's just a gut feeling, and I want to thank Juju out there for giving us a little bulletin material about 3 hours ago with all the nameless faces that the Browns have on their roster and the nobodies that we have. So I want to appreciate. I hope Jarvis Landry goes off and we find a way to stop him. So
did he say nameless gray faces?
Yes.
That's a Mike Tomlinism. Tomlin's been saying that for 8 years.
I don't care. I don't care who said it. He said it today. So
let me ask you.
that the Browns have, they're going to go off.
Do you need bulletin board material if you haven't made the playoffs in 18 years and you're going to say nameless gray faces and Juju
You could always use bulletin material.
How about you guys have stunk for 18 years? That's a good enough bulletin board material that we can dial up for you.
Always use it. Any team can always use it.
That's weak. That's weak.
You can always use it.
That's not even good.
I mean, the Patriots have been using that same phrase for years. Do you think they need it when they after Super Bowl after Super Bowl?
Yeah, but that's like me saying your mama was a snowblower. Well, you're probably like,
whatever helps, man. It's the playoffs. Whatever it takes. Every edge matters.
You think that's what? I mean, is that what Cleveland's responding to right now? Is that the Twitter world? Is Juju Smith saying nameless gray faces?
I think you got some fans that are going crazy about it, but nothing too crazy on the.
I find it ridiculous that any professional team needs bullet board material to get them hyped up.
But they talk about it every week. Every year. So
you're being paid millions of dollars to go play a sport. And if you need motivation by some jackass dancing on your logo or some idiot saying something stupid, their gray named faces or whatever. Come on, seriously? Like, you're being paid a lot of money to go play a sport. It's playoff time. If you're not excited because you're in the playoffs and you need bullet board material, then you probably shouldn't be playing the sport to begin with.
That's just because you don't play in the NFL. If you play in the NFL every game, things just get kind of gray and you just kind of go through the motions. It is still a job to these guys at the end of the day. They talk about all the time it's a business, it's not a game.
I will say,
you look at it like games. It's not. It's a business.
Tom Brady was notorious for creating bulletin board material and always – every year in the playoffs and every year in the season, always made himself an underdog in some way. We all knew he wasn't an underdog, but always had to give something to give himself a chip on his shoulder as his motivation. I mean, that's what he used bulletin board material. And I mean, when he was in his later years, it was people calling him old. He can't do this anymore. And, I mean, the dude has always been able to do that. So I understand where Billy's coming from. It's just odd to me that out of all the people on the Steelers, it's Juju that's running his mouth. Like, I don't know. My thing is you just got to be able to back it up. And Juju hasn't been like a premier wide receiver this year to me. I mean, he's been good. He's a good wide receiver, but I mean, I don't know if you're good enough to be running your mouth.
This comment right here is a perfect example of someone who probably bitched about it when it happened to Ohio State, and now that he's a Cleveland Brown, would love to see it happen because it's his guy wearing his colors against a hated team. Like, all I heard forever, the bulletin board material was Baker Mayfield and spiking the flag in the middle of the field. And now he's your quarterback. 95% of people are in love with this guy, and I've seen photoshops of him in the Browns uniform with the flag, like, cried about it when it happened. And now he is your savior, well, except for Billy Mack. And now it's okay to do. Like, tell me that is not a double standard.
Yeah, I'll never forget that move. But to go back on the Browns, Baker's going to go off this weekend. Baker's going off. Done.
Okay, so I want to clarify that because on Monday you could come back and say that he was going to go off and like he in a bad way because you like that double talk. So
Yeah,
No, I think Baker's going to play really great this weekend. So
you can't bet the house on this one now. For once, Billy Mack did not bet the house.
I'm interested in what he thinks he knows about this game because he's popping off pretty good about the Steelers.
I'm just going on just gut instinct. Like, it's Baker's first time to really show out on a playoff level. He's trying to get paid. I think he's going to show out. I really do.
Aaron knows what I'm talking about whenever Tomlin says nameless great faces. That's a Tomlinism that is, I mean, that's in his lexicon since he was part of the Steelers organization. Coach Seidel says, I love to stir the pot. We know. I know Ohio State fans that are still upset about it. I do too, but yet they celebrate it. Yeah, Jamie's one of them. Mac, shut up. You're not allowed on the Baker train.
I'm allowed to do whatever I want. This is America. I will storm Cleveland Brown Stadium.
Well, if you had, I wouldn't use that. It's a little bit too soon for storming anything after what we've seen in the Capitol. If you had 17 weeks on the bingo card, you are going to be celebrated because Mac has turned the corner on Baker Mayfield, and it's only taken 17 weeks. That move made me love Baker even more because she's not an Ohio State fan, says Kate Kelly.
She roots for losers.
The only way the Browns win is if Baker is on, and Ben is off. I firmly believe that. Does anybody want to talk about the statistic I passed over in the group chat the other day about Ben being 15-0 against the Browns and 25-3-1?
It's comfortable.
Yeah.
Listen, it's the haves and the have-nots is what this game's going to be about. Teams that have been there and teams that have not been there. And how do they handle it? The team that hasn't been there, how do they handle it? Do they handle it well? Do they make the least amount of mistakes? And the team that has been there for a long time, do they take care of business and do what they need to do? Or do they somehow let that moment be a little bigger than it should be and the game's closer than it should be? That's what I think it comes down to.
Here's a question my wife, because I like to put a little bit of seashells on some of these matchups. Billy, a question I get a lot of times is how many seashells would you put on the Browns winning this ball game?
I don't bet on my teams.
Well, you're writing checks, so I'm just trying to see how much you'd put on that check right now.
All I said today was I like the Browns in this game. They're going to beat them, okay? And I think Baker's going to go crazy. I think he's going to play great. He's going to try to earn a paycheck.
Your name tag is literally Browns will beat the Steelers. How confident are you that the Browns will beat the Steelers?
I don't bet on my own teams as a rule of thumb.
Billy, it's Poe betting here. Just
No, it's not. No, it's not Poe betting. I'm doing it one time. It's not Poe betting. I don't consistently come out here and say I bet on this and then lie about it. I don't put my record out there saying I went 6-7-1 this week and you didn't put any money. You don't see me do it on that shit.
Okay, then make believe today. You get to bet.
No, I'm not make believing. I deal in facts.
So do you really feel like the Browns are going to win, or is this just lip service? Because I'm starting to feel it's just lip service.
I like the Browns right now. I don't know why. This past 24 hours, maybe I woke up feeling a little dangerous.
We'll get back to the conversation in just a second. Want to make sure we get our bills paid here. As always, Power Hour is brought to you by. What are we gonna do? Where is it? Here we go. Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. We want to thank Greg Greenwood and his entire team over at Greenwood Chevrolet for all they do for YSN across the board. Proud and exclusive Chevy sponsors of YSN. So thanks to them. Thanks to 898 Marketing for setting that up for us. Jeff Risnar, can't thank you enough. Appreciate all that you've done and continue to do for us at YSN, and looking forward to a big 2021 with everybody over at Greenwood Chevrolet. Again, while I have a second, you might be wondering what the hell this is. All right, so this is a winterberry tea that I got from Columbiana Nutrition, and this is a protein shake that I got. I'm halfway done with it because it is a protein shake. So you gotta kind of pace yourself on it. But I got these because Ella Golden, who is a close member of the YSN family, Joey Golden, as well as Ann Golden, and everybody knows Drake, the Golden Boy himself at Crestview. Ella's going through some stuff right now. She's battling Pandas, and today until 7 o'clock, Columbiana Nutrition is doing a fundraiser for Ella for treatments for her disease. So I ask you, if you're in the area of Columbiana and you want to stop by until 7 o'clock, Columbiana Nutrition, right off the circle there in Columbiana. They're accepting donations as well as $2 from every drink, I think, or every package, however that works, goes to Ella's treatment. So if you can find it in your heart to do one of the other, if you can't make it to Columbiana tonight, message YSN. We'll get you set up with the Goldens to make sure that you can donate. Again, the Goldens so good of people, and we want at YSN. Yes, it's about business, but it's about family. And when one of our families hurting, we try to step up in whatever way we can. So. And I got to say, guys, first time ever at Columbiana Nutrition, this stuff is awesome. They say it's a tea, but it is like a juice. It's so good. So good. It's like lemonade almost. So try it out if you're ever around. I think they've got a couple other ones. Poland. I think there's another. Quinn knew better than I did. So try it. It was my first time. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So go ahead and help Ella and contribute and help the Goldens. So, all right, back to the matter at hand. Billy will not put a dollar amount on it. Let's say you got $100 in Monopoly bucks or Jeffrey dollars for the older guys in the room, like Paul and myself. Jamie, how much money would you put on one team or the other, or would you do a split bet?
I mean, it just seems like the Steelers are primed to win this game. I'm going to be honest with you, but over the last couple of days, it feels like a lot of things have been going wrong for Cleveland, and it's Cleveland versus the world. And Juju, with all his bulletin board material, which does matter, all right? It does matter. And Steelers fans can, I don't know if all of them remember, the guy from Hubbard, played for the Steelers, was talking trash on Tom Brady. Brady came out and just torched the Steelers secondary, all right?
Anthony Smith,
Juju said, I think they're still the same Browns team I play every year. They got a couple of good players, but at the end of the day, the Browns is the Browns. So
Who
I'm
said
putting
that?
my $100 on the Browns.
Who said that?
Juju.
Oh. Okay. Ty, $100. You splitting it up? You putting it on one side or the other?
I'm definitely splitting it up. And you know what? With the way, I do agree that I already said, with Juju running his mouth, you just better be able to back it up. Like, you don't say things unless you can back it up. So we'll see on the football field. It's all going to be said on the football field. I still think Steelers are going to win this game, and it's still the same reasons I said when you have that playoff experience and you still have number 7 at quarterback. Although I will say, literally national eyes are on this game now on Baker Mayfield. So this can be his come to moment right now where he can be like that next level quarterback where people are looking at him like taking this guy kind of serious now. I'd go 70 on Steelers, 30 on Browns, just because Cleveland thrives off of the Cleveland against the world mentality. The Cavs have, the Indians have. They've always thrived off that Cleveland against the world mentality. So, and anything can happen, especially with these two teams. It's not. You've said it's not a rivalry game until the Browns prove something. I don't think the Steelers are going to blow them out of the water, though. I do think it's going to be a close game, but I do think the Steelers are going to win.
Will the Steelers cover?
I think so, because you said it's 6.5 right now.
Yeah, so they got to have 7.
Yeah, I think they could win by a touchdown. I honestly think it's close. If I'm gonna go, if you want me to go final score, I could see a 24-30, 31-24 Steelers come away with it.
You're going dead on touchdown.
Yeah, I think I honestly don't see it's going to be a 2-possession game. I can honestly see a 1-possession game. I really do. I really feel like if Baker's the gamer that everyone thinks he is, he needs to come out and he needs to have a fantastic game.
All right, Paul, where are you putting your Jeffrey dollars on this?
All right, you give me $100 in Jeffrey dollars. I'm going to do a 5-team parlay. I'm going to split this thing up. I'm going to put $20 on 5 different games. The $20 I'm putting on the Browns Steelers game. I'm going to take Pittsburgh to win, but not cover the spread.
Oh wow!
I think I think a little bit of what everybody said. It's been There's going to be a lot of people watching this game. This is going to finally the Browns made the playoffs. How are they going to handle it? I think it's going to be a little bit of both teams feeling each other out. But I think it's in. I'm looking at like a 21-24 kind of score, 24-21, something like that. Like I'm looking in the mid to low 20s for the score of this one. So yeah, and but I would take Pittsburgh to win it, but not cover. So
I would take 99 of my Jeffrey dollars, put it on the Steelers, and to cover, and that $1 goes to the Browns. Here's the reason I don't think you've got a running chance. Your kicker stinks. In the playoffs, you need to have a good kicker. You need to have a good defense. Your defense is atrocious. Atrocious. I don't care about Denzel Ward. I don't care about, whoever. I mean, you can say all I ever hear about is this defensive end, Myles Garrett, and the only thing he's ever done against the Steelers is crush Mason Rudolph's head. Congratulations. We're really excited for you. But at the beginning of the season, I said TJ Watt's going to be the defensive player of the year. And everybody said, no, Myles Garrett's years ahead of TJ Watt. I don't agree with that one iota. You had me thinking. You got me flat-footed. And now, after seeing even a game that the Browns won, Myles Garrett is not that good. He is soft. He doesn't have a motor that keeps on going like they said he would when he was drafted. He takes plays off. And that's not the case on the other side of that football. TJ Watt, who is playing this Sunday, in case you didn't know, along with Cam Hayward and a few other choice people like Marquise Pouncey and Ben Roethlisberger, just to name a few. I think it's going to be a 20-point game. I think it's going to be a 17 to 20-point game because I think that all this talk, Juju's just trying to fire up his guys, right? If he's really talking and saying all these things, there's a reason to it because the dude just got roasted for dancing in on somebody else's logo, and I heard his teammates were not too pleased about it. So we'll see. I'm going $99 on the Jeffrey dollars. That is on the Steelers if that's the case. But I do give the Browns a chance because, like they say, there's always a chance. Just say you don't watch the Browns games. I do watch. That's the thing. When the Steelers are not on and I have to watch the Browns games, I watch 95. He's not that good, Mike. And you're the guy that keeps saying that he is legit. In what way? The biggest highlight I've seen is him holding up a camera phone in Tahiti or wherever he is.
I mean, he was leading the league in sacks until he got COVID.
And now what's he done?
I mean, he's come out and said it because I can't catch my breath still. I'm having issues still. So maybe there is such a thing as COVID issues after COVID, but I don't know.
And maybe there's something to being Charmin soft. Like that's,
could be, but how can you say about the first half of the season then? If he's leading the league in NFL in sacks, and
who did you play the first half of the season? And how many sacks did he have against?
We're going to go through this again. Who we play schedule wise?
How many sacks did he have against the Steelers?
I have no idea. I'm not even looking at his stats. I'm talking about I know he was leading the league in sacks until he got for COVID. You can't say the dude can't play, and he's Charmin soft.
What was that? That was laundry, wasn't it, Ty?
Yeah, it was.
Speaking of Charmin soft, I mean, I can say whatever I want because so can you. I mean, you can sit there and say Browns will beat the Steelers all day, and that's the beauty of having an argument. I don't think Myles Garrett is that good. I just don't. I never thought he was. I thought that maybe he figured something out after the whole thing. I think there's a lot of the whole storyline with him and Rudolph, with what was said, what wasn't said, why he did what he did. None of it ever added up to me. So I said it before, and I stand by it, that if he's going to say those things, and if they weren't true, he should be taken out of the league. If Rudolph said those things, Rudolph should have been taken out of the league. There's no place for that in sports and in the NFL anymore. They're just not. So I think it's weird that it just got shoved under the carpet, right? Nobody ever brought it back up. There's microphones everywhere. Everywhere. Somebody knows what happens and what was said. And again, I'm not saying that it's that Rudolph didn't say it, but I'm saying that we probably would have heard about it on some mic'd up episode or on some TMZ site. So I'm interested in this. Steelers fans are the worst. You're about the only one on the planet that thinks that. He's top 3 edge rusher in the NFL. Coincidentally, I'm not sure he is. Pro Football Focus does those things when they introduce the teams, and I think he might have been 3, but I thought it might have been 5. I know it was an odd number. So, but I know who the number 1 edge rusher is in the NFL, and he wears the number 90 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So there's that. So anybody that discounted T.J. Watt, to you. So final thoughts on this one. Billy, you said that's not the surprise call? That's not the surprise of the weekend?
What you got, Billy?
I really like the Colts over the Bills this weekend. They play, and you'll talk about all the things you just said about they're going to play great defense. Okay, this is they play formula playoff football. So do the Bears. I think it's going to be close. You talk about experience. Phillip Rivers got a ton of experience. He's been in football for about 90 years, and he's got all those kids to support. So he's trying to get a payday too for one more year. So I like the Colts in this one. They got playmakers too. They match up pretty well. I do like them, but super close. It's like a coin flip.
I like the Colts for that game as well, but then they're going to get destroyed whatever their next matchup is.
Yeah,
because that's who Phillip Rivers is. That's just who Phillip Rivers is.
Yeah, Phillip's good for one game. That's how I look at Phillip, and I think this is going to be that one. I know you hate Phillip Rivers, so I'm not trying to get you riled up, but I like the Colts too, man.
I do too, and that's the crazy part is Poe's nervous. Poe, he talked big for how many weeks, and then they draw the Colts. I think the Colts I'm with you. I'll stand behind you on this. If I got 100 Jeffrey bucks on this game, how many we throwing on the Colts? Because I'm feeling good at about 60, 75.
That's probably about as far as I would want to go to with that 65.
Yeah, I'd go 60 to 40. Colts over Bills.
Jamie, how about you?
What's the weather and stuff supposed to be like in Buffalo?
29 degrees.
No snow.
No snow?
I'm not buying
I don't think snow would hurt them anyway.
Hell no. You lost all credibility to me, Michael Page.
See you, Paige.
Right,
see ya. Bye. Nice having you around.
All credibility if you think the GOAT is dropping a game to the Washington football team.
Well, you laugh at that. Go back to Buffalo real quick. I think Buffalo playing at home helps them, and that's why they win that game.
Why, though? Why? Just because they're outside?
Definitely, yeah. I think because they're outside. I think the Colts play indoors.
Don't they play 8 of their games outside normally?
Yeah.
Half their season's outside?
And more than half of their roster is northern teams from colleges. So
yeah, I still I like Buffalo by a little bit in that. But getting to what Michael Page just said right there, that I've been not a lot to do, so been watching a lot of these NFL guys, and they do like Washington to keep this game close. Only because Washington's defense is tough. They say the thing that hurts Washington is their offense. They say they're not going to be able to score with Tampa Bay, but they say this will be a game that's going to be closer than the experts think, though.
So because when people say that, though, Paul, you're not going to be able to score with Tampa Bay. So how do they think they're going to win?
Not a lot of them are picking them to win because everybody was all hyped up about what who's the Ohio State kid who said
Chase Young?
Young
or Haskins? There was 2 Washington guys.
Yeah, Young, the kid, the edge rusher.
Okay, yeah.
So he came out and said, after their game, I want Tom, and everybody was trying to make that up into something bigger than it was. But he even came out and said, he goes, listen, Tom Brady's the best out there. Why wouldn't I want to go play the best? And Tom Brady didn't take offense to it either. Tom Brady's like, listen, this kid wants to play the best. He goes and Why wouldn't you want that? He goes, I'm doesn't offend me at all. So he
I
was
hope
fine.
Tampa Bay loses, but I don't really see it happening. You're looking for like more of a Tampa Bay in mid-season form where they were just kind of struggling to kind of figure it out. That would be the only way that they lose this game.
And Tom just threw, 4 touchdowns and a half?
Yeah, playoff Tom Brady is a different animal. And I mean, like, honestly, if we want to call, like, upsets, like, that's probably towards the bottom of ones I'd expect. Like, do we want to say the Tennessee Titans are an underdog against Baltimore right now?
Yes.
I would say Titans over Baltimore would be my next one before Colts over Bills. And then my third one down, I'd say the Rams over Seahawks, too. If we want to call the Rams the underdog in that one.
A lot of people are liking the Rams.
Yeah, I like the Rams, too.
The
Quarterback is the only thing questionable, but the defense of the Rams is stellar.
And Seattle's defense stinks.
And Seattle's offense.
Their offense isn't
really good.
Yeah. Well, they haven't been playing very good lately.
I'm interested to see. There's something happened to Russell Wilson somewhere along the line because he was on pace for an unbelievable year, and then he just fell off. So I'll be interested to see how this one.
He played the Giants, and the Giants about killed his soul.
Well, that's true too. If you're putting, I'm interested, Paige. If you're picking the upset, how many Jeffrey dollars would you put on Washington beating Tampa Bay? Because I want to see how confident you are. Because we'll hold you to it. Because you seem to always first one in, last one out on these shows, and you hold us accountable. So we'll do the same. You're part of the family. So let's see some Jeffrey dollars here and see where you're putting it.
Throw in your reasoning too, Paige. I want to know why you think Washington's beating Tampa Bay.
I think we all know why. This is why people don't want Tampa Bay to win. Tom Brady. I don't want to see Tom Brady another Super Bowl.
I don't want to see Tom Brady either.
I don't know, man.
See, there it is. There it is. He's not even sure of it. Like, if you're only putting 40 to 50 on them win it, you're saying that 60 to 50% the other team's going to win. So I have 70 on Bama. I would take Bama. Not with a spread. I have a bet even up with a friend, and I'm taking Bama. Nothing against Ohio State, but
I think the only thing I'm taking is the under in that game.
You like the under in that?
That's a lot of points. I almost dropped the F-bomb.
I know you did.
That's a lot of points. 75.5. Like, that is a lot of points for any football game.
How does Tampa Bay not pass the eye test at this point in the season? Like, if they were playing Green Bay, I can get on board with that. But it's Washington. Like, I think they got the best draw of anybody in the NFL. But
yeah, I mean, the NFC is not as good as the AFC this year.
No, and I think the
like
AFC
all the way through, not top. The top heavy, they're fine, but
I think the AFC is where there's going to be a little bit more of a rodeo, so to speak, because I think that again, Kansas City's only one injury away from being.
I mean, the Saints are going to blow the doors off the Bears.
Well, hey man, that's my one game that I'm kind of keeping an eye on, man. So
is that your game? That's your upset call?
Hell yeah, man. North Carolina boy. I love that.
Oh, God, there it is.
Hey, check out for him, man. I'm just saying. Early in the season, if they would have rode with them, they might have had the number 1 seed at this point. You never know.
The only reason I'd go with the Bears right now is because the Saints have been cursed the last few years when going to the playoffs.
It's Drew Brees' last year. Larry Fitz is retired.
Look at all these guys that are announced their retirement in midseason. They went out and win Super Bowls. Okay, so
I got a hard time believing that Drew Brees is not going to be at least in the NFC Championship when it's all said and done this year. But
absolutely,
again, I've been wrong a lot of times before.
Green Bay, New Orleans. There's your NFC.
He's going to give the all-time passing yards to Tom Brady then, because Tom's probably going to play next year, because I think he wants all those records. He wants all the accolades when he retires. And he's the only one that's contending with him every year.
What's wrong with that, Billy? What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I'm just saying that's how the type of player he is. He's from Michigan. That's what Michigan people do.
Listen, I'm not defending Michigan. I almost did, so I'm lucky I caught myself. But Tom Brady is the kind of guy that does a shovel pass to Antonio Brown for $250,000. That's the kind of guy that I want on my side, right? When you're ass up in debt and you got Tom Brady throwing you a shovel pass just so you can meet your quota to get a couple bucks to get you out of there.
Bruce Arians called that play, so.
Oh, Gotcha.
It's the Bruce Arians system that's making Tom Brady that good in Tampa Bay.
I know exactly. Billy is reading up on somebody's social media profiles and learning how to argue from the Poe book of arguments, hedging your bets. So, well played. I'll be betting you very soon. So we'll put an end to that too. Oh, by the way,
I like Tampa Bay. I just root against them. That's all.
Why?
Like, I like them to win games because they're talented. I just don't want to root for them.
Tom Brady. That's it.
Yeah, I hate Tom Brady.
Okay, well, you'll be the 20 years from now on the Ysn Power Hour. Billy's gonna say, "Back in my day, Tom Brady was the greatest that ever lived."
Crazy. Like, Peoples-Jones plays well at times. Every time he drops a ball, I'm cussing the TV. I'm like, "Go back to Michigan, you stink."
That's the only, like, you seriously are that engaged with where a guy went to college?
Yeah. When it comes to Michigan,
you didn't even go to Ohio State, dude.
Don't care. It's in my blood.
What's in your blood? Hate.
Hating Michigan.
Yep.
I don't understand that.
Jim Harbaugh, same thing. When he played for the Colts, stink. The way you feel about Phillip Rivers is the way I felt about him.
No one
Dude,
can feel the way
I can't stand guys from Miami. I can't. I didn't go to Florida State, but I'm a huge Florida State fan.
Doesn't matter.
When
Michael
Willis
Page.
McGahee snapped his leg in that Ohio State championship game, I cheered. I was like, yes. Suck it.
Well,
that's a scumbag.
Yeah.
So
you're the type of dude that roots for injuries.
Yeah,
what the hell is wrong with him?
Clippers went down in that Penn State game last year. We were on our feet cheering.
Yep.
So, I mean,
when we had Braylon Edwards and he was putting up good numbers, like, I'm screaming, like, every time he scored, trade him! I hate him! Trade him! Get rid of him! He's gone. Hated him.
Oh, did Baker Mayfield go to Michigan?
No.
Oh, because you do the same thing for him.
I don't really say trade him. I just say that, hey, there might be better options out there.
I think you just have an anger problem. I think we got to the root of this.
No, I don't have an anger problem.
Get Jack Nicholson on the phone, or I always get him and Jack Nicholson. Nicholas is the golfer. Nicholson is the actor.
Yeah, I always do the same thing.
Yeah, see, when Paige is calling you a dirtbag, you know you're in it. Because he's picking Washington.
Hey, but okay, good for him. But I mean, you talk about Billy not liking people from Michigan, and go back to Michigan. The Miami guys, they've always just been those just dirtballs, scumbag you out there. So don't like it.
Yeah.
Scumbag you.
I've never seen anybody root for an injury before. Like,
I'm not saying
I was sitting when I hope he breaks his leg. But when
Johnny Nicky coming in, done.
Yeah,
Willis McGahee out.
Oh,
see, look at that.
Paige is a scumbag too.
Yeah. So what the hell?
What the hell's wrong with you people?
Oh man, I hope Big Ben breaks his leg.
I hope he snaps it off in your ass. Is what I hope he does.
As long as it's broken, I'll take one for the team.
Yeah, because you're the ultimate teamer. The ultimate teamer. All right, that's gonna wrap up. Well, no, wait. We got to do our beef or fillet going into the weekend. I'm sorry, Paul. Let's get it started with you.
All right, yeah, I'll start it off.
Hooters.
Close up there. My fillet it's a no-brainer. Tomorrow, the person who made me the name that I got that I'll keep forever. The person who made me dad turns 11 tomorrow, and she's Olivia. It's my oldest, and it's her birthday tomorrow. And I feel bad because with everything going on, you really can't have a big celebration or anything like that. But unbeknownst to her, that's going on right now outside.
What is that?
Her cousins and her aunt and her uncle are putting out some balloons and stuff for her. So she's got a little surprise out there later.
Happy birthday, Livy.
So yeah, tomorrow's her birthday. So that's my fillet. It's
Very cool.
The best I can have.
Very cool. Ty, you're up.
Well, yeah, happy birthday to your daughter there, Paul. But mine is a fillet today. first and foremost, open look tonight. You definitely should check it out. I think it's going to be really cool. We got a great matchup too. Fitch versus Mooney tonight. Mooney coming in at 8-1, so it's going to be a good matchup. Fitch is kind of finding their stride now after struggling a little bit at the beginning of the season. Huh?
What's Fitch's record?
They're 2-5 right now. They won their last game. Simons has been going off. He is 25 points away from moving up into the second spot, all-time scoring in Fitch. He is projected as of right now to break all-time scoring record in Fitch history. So definitely worth tuning in tonight. Their last time they matched up, I think Mooney won by 15. So it's going to be a good matchup tonight.
That's incredible. I mean, Todd Simons comes from a great family, and obviously he's a big part of that Fitch. And that record actually may never be broken or not broken for a while because, like you talked about,
1955 is how old that record has stood for Fitch in all-time scoring in basketball.
Almost, 70 years almost? I mean, that's incredible. And Fitch is a big school. Usually juniors and seniors are the only ones that play because they develop into a ass-beating man. And Todd Simons has been a man amongst boys for as long as I can remember him. And he's getting looks at football, as you said, Ty, and basketball. So excited for all the things that come his way. Great kid, and looking forward to all his success. All right, Jamie, you're up.
I mean, I'm going to go with the filet as well and kind of hype up my game here. I've got Hubbard versus Struthers. Struthers coming in at 9-0. Hubbard's at 0-1. We just started on Tuesday, had their first game against Poland, and they got absolutely waxed. I'm going to be honest with you. Poland was just on a completely another level. But it seems as if every year that Hubbard plays Struthers, they always keep it close. It doesn't matter if they have 2 wins or 20. Hubbard is always in the game with Struthers. I'm expecting the same thing tonight. Anthony Gagliardi, Andrew Frank, Ryan Laird, senior-led team. They're going to have to go off, and someone's going to have to find a way to stop Trey Metzger and Slocum because Struthers is really, really good. They're 9-0 for a reason. I think it's going to be a great game, although Struthers definitely has the edge. Like I said, Hubbard just always finds a way to hang around with the Wildcats.
Trey Metzger, they don't call him Trey for no reason.
Dude is unbelievable.
Dude's incredible too. He's unbelievable.
Just another great kid from a great family. All right, Billy, what do you got?
My beef today is with Ryan Clark. I think he's a total D-bag. I hate when he's on ESPN. It drives me absolutely nuts. He's just always there, just hating the world, and he hates everything that's not Steelers. When they cut his stupid ass for just being a bum. So that's my beef. I hate him, and I don't care.
Well played. I'm not a big Ryan Clark fan either, but you're right. I feel like he's the only guy, the only person out there that is at least in the Steelers' corner a little bit. Like everybody else, it's just absolutely crushing the Steelers, and which is fine. You know, I'm used to that. Just like the Patriots are used to getting called out. My fillet is it's kind of like having a little bit of issues trying to. I'm not Corona, right? I'm a little bit under the weather, not Corona, but we're trying to keep everything separate in the house. So, you know, I had to sleep on the couch last night, but luckily for me, I turned on mic'd up, and it just played all the way through the night on my TV in the man cave. And when I woke up to the 2 years ago AFC Championship between the Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs, and I forgot how good that game was. I mean, overtime game, a thriller. So anytime you can, as a sports fan, anytime I can wake up to a game like that is just unbelievable, that's how I start my morning. Like most times you turn on the news, I don't even want to look at the news. I haven't wanted to look at the news for months. And, you know, first time in a while that I turned the TV was on anyway, but the game was on when I woke up, and I was like, wow, this is a nice way to wake up. It's like a nice way to start your day. You ease into it with Tom Brady going down and driving in overtime and putting away Patrick Mahomes. I know Anthony Hartwig's probably thrown up in his mouth right now, but it was a nice way for me to get started. So hopefully that's the same situation. I can watch that Browns-Steelers game over and over on loop between Sunday and Monday to get me prepped for talking about how they absolutely manhandled the Browns.
Yeah, Baker takes a step back, sees Landry across the middle. There he goes. Game over. That's what you're going to hear.
Oh, I no. The music to
Just
my
like
ears is
Tebow.
going to be this. It's going to be Baker sucks. He stinks. He's the worst quarterback ever. This is why I don't like him. I've never been on his bandwagon. I hate his family. His commercials are stupid. Da 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 da. Can't wait for that on Monday.
And that's why you should tune in Monday.
I cannot wait. I can't wait for the group chat if that's the way it goes down. If that's not the way it goes down, your boy's going to be a ghost on Sunday. Completely Sunday night. Probably going to need a new phone. But I will see all of you guys.
New number.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you pull on us all the time. You and Paul. Who dis?
Who dis?
Again, happy birthday, Olivia. Proud of you. One of the best kids out there. So, Paul, make sure you take care of her, and I'm sure Carrie will too. That's going to do it for the Power Hour right here on this Friday. We'll see you guys next time. Oh, here we go. I got an invite to the game. Here we go. Yes, I'll be there. I'll bring the pillow with me. I'll just sleep on the couch. So, we'll see you guys on Monday. Make sure you tune in 3 to 4. And again, till 7 tonight, go out to Columbiana Nutrition and donate as well as contribute in the best way possible. Small business as well. So, guys, we'll see you later. Have a great week.